Hey there, what's up guys? My name is Useless Mango and we've just received the official trailer for the Cunning Stunts DLC that will be coming to GTA Online on July 12th, which as of making this video is just a few short days away. And in this video we're going to be doing a breakdown of all the things that you may have missed or overlooked when you first saw the trailer. Now there was less than a minute of gameplay that we actually got to see from this trailer, but we're going to be seeing what we can get out of this trailer to see if there was anything we missed at a first glance that could give us some indication as to what else we could be expecting. Alright, so there is going to be some guessing in this video as to what some of the things in this trailer could be, so take what I say with a grain of salt. But as always, if you do go on to enjoy the video or you find it interesting at all, then do be sure to drop the video a like rating, and if you are new around here and you like my GTA 5 content, then why not hit that subscribe button? It only takes 2 seconds and it means that you won't miss any of my future uploads. Now with that out of the way, let's not waste any more time and let's get it started. Okay, so as always, Rockstar have released a Newswire article about this DLC, so we'll go through that first and then we'll get on with the actual trailer. So I'll read the Newswire article to you guys now and then we'll move on to the images that were there as well. Okay, so it says, "Be daring, defy gravity and punch your fears straight in the mouth with Cunning Stunts. A visually surreal and over-the-top evolution to racing in GTA Online, coming Tuesday, July 12th. Stunt races happen on a massive scale, towering above the Los Santos skyline or soaring between the treacherous blades of Ron Alternate's windmill farm. Vehicles tear upside down through loops and tubes, launch off ramps with extra propulsion from speed strips, diverge and merge across multiple pathways, and speed through gigantic rings of fire in death-defying new races. The jumps, gaps, terrain and obstacles in each race are tailored to match the attributes of specific vehicle classes, including new supercars, sports cars and motorbikes. And of course, racing livery-clad vehicles deserve appropriately tattered and dressed drivers, sporting new motocross gear, racing suits, helmets and a host of other new additions. Stay tuned to the Rockstar Newswire for full details when Cunning Stunts launches next Tuesday." Alright, so that's pretty cool, and now on to the first image we got with the Newswire post, and we get our first real look at one of the stunt courses that's going to be coming with this update, as well as some of the new cars that will also be coming. As of now we don't have any names I don't think for the cars that will be coming out, however thanks to the French and Spanish versions of the article, we know that there's going to be at least 13 new vehicles coming out. Now if we look closely we can see that there is the new Fiesta 811 just in front of this new car to the bottom right, and I think in front of that it could be a T20, but don't quote me on that one because the image simply isn't clear enough to make it out properly. And now onto our second image that came with the Newswire post, and here is where we can actually see the scale of these stunt races. This is the one we saw in our original teaser for this DLC and it is absolutely massive. We can see that not only does it curl around the top of the Maze Bank Tower, which is the tallest building in the game, but we can also see that it goes down to the ground as well. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail about the vehicles in these first Newswire post images, unless the image is actually showing off a new vehicle, because the images are just too low of a resolution to zoom in and see the cars clearly. And now we get our first image of one of the new cars, and like with all of the cars coming with this update, this one looks awesome. Now we can't really see the logo of this vehicle, so I couldn't begin to predict what car this is, but unless the white on this vehicle is the livery, it looks like we might be able to customize the primary, secondary and tertiary colour of this particular vehicle. Alright, so moving on, and our next image shows us yet another course coming with this update, and this one is different to the one we saw previously even though it's in the same area. We can also see 3 new cars that are going to be coming out, although like I said before, they're just too blurry when zoomed in to get a proper look at them. Now what we can see though is the green speed boost tracks inside the tube to the right of the image, which look to be pointing towards the top of the tube, meaning that this is going to be one heck of a jump. Our next image looks to take place at the docks, and here we see yet another new vehicle, and from this angle to me, it looks like these cars are going to be some sports minis, but from some other angles we're going to see later, it looks more like a sporty Fiat 500. Now onto this image of a new bike, and we do see this course again, and if you couldn't already tell, this takes place jumping through the middle of a letter at the Vinewood sign, so that's pretty cool. And now we can start looking at the content we saw from the official trailer. And from our first image we can obviously see the 3 characters wearing new clothing that looks to be branded after some of the in-game car companies. So we can see the Grotti outfit on the character to the left, and I can't see if there actually is an in-game brand on the female character's outfit, but what we can see is things like the new boots and knee pads that probably won't serve as actual protection but look pretty cool nevertheless. Now there's also what seems to be a new colour option of custom tyre available on the car to the right. Usually when you apply custom tyres it's set to white, unless you're modifying a Benny's vehicle. But these ones are yellow, and as of now we don't know whether or not these cars are going to be Benny's vehicles, so I'll have to wait and see. And our next few images show us our first look at some of the other new stunt courses coming with this update. We have this first one which takes place in Blaine County, and it looks like it goes over the Alamo Sea. And our next course I think we've already seen from the images on the Newswire post, but when we put them side by side, they do look similar, but if they were the same, I think we'd be able to see the tubes in this image. But even if it's not the same course, it still does prove that there are going to be a lot of new stunt courses coming with this update. Now on to our next one, and this is one we haven't seen yet, but it does show up a couple of times in the trailer. And this one looks rather interesting, especially with the bowling pins that you can knock over towards the entrance or exit to this orange tube. And not to mention just how big this course looks. We can see faintly in the background on the right the rest of the course, as well as a massive what looks to be vertical part of this particular stunt race. Alright, so next up we have this image here. And again we can see the pins and the course that looks to be the one that was originally teased to us, but the main reason I took this screenshot is because of the cars, specifically this one over to the right with the Lampadati sticker on it. Now I don't know if this is the brand of the car or if it's just part of the livery, but I wouldn't understand a car manufacturer putting the brand of someone else's company on their car. So while we don't yet have a name for this particular vehicle, we can safely say that the brand is most likely Lampadati. And the same thing could apply to the reddy orange car to the left of the image, as it clearly says Obey Team on its mud flap. So like before, I think we can safely say that this car is part of the Obey family. But now onto the rest of the image. We can only see two vehicles in this image, they're all just customized differently, meaning that this image consists of only the new Lampadati car and the new Obey car. And when the next shot comes around, we can see the same set of vehicles but facing towards us, giving us a better look of what these two new cars are going to look like when they do eventually make their way into the game. Now onto our next image, and here we get an inside look at one of the new types of tubes. We know that there's going to be this speed boost type, as well as a spinning obstacle one that we'll get onto, and obviously a regular one. And like before, we can see the new Obey car here, and I know it might be a bit blurry, but we can in fact just make out the brand on the back of this first vehicle. Alright, so here we get our first proper look at the new spinning obstacle tube, as well as again the new Obey car, which seems to be pretty popular throughout this trailer. But outside of the tube we can see sand and cacti, so this looks to be the course that's set up in the desert that we saw earlier with the large orange tubing. Now there's not a whole lot of information we can get from this image, but to see two different liveries for this vehicle side by side is pretty cool. Now we finally get onto something different other than the new Obey car. From this image I can't actually see what brand this new vehicle is, but we can take a look at some of the potential customization for this vehicle, because if you look at the blue car in the middle of the rest of them, it looks plain and stock compared to the others. So things like the roof looks to be customizable with the lights and the roof scoop, as well as the bed of the car. The custom ones seem to have a more widened, more strengthened bed, whereas the blue one looks to have one that's more open and more standard. Now in terms of location, I'm not too sure. We can see what looks to be the bottom of a wind turbine towards the left, but it looks too skinny to be a full size one. That said, the highway in the background does look like this is going to take place near the wind turbines, if not in them. And now onto our next image, where we get another look at another new vehicle coming into the game. This is the first time we've seen this red and white one in this trailer, I do believe, but as for the rest of them, I do think we've seen them already, even if they were only brief. But anyways, we can see some of the customization available for the car in the background in terms of what liveries are going to be available, and we can also see that purple car from the Newswire post at the back of the pack. And moving on, we get another look at this Fiat Mini crossover car, as well as some of the liveries available and other customization options such as the spoilers and the bonnets. And in terms of location, I think that this is the course that takes place at the docks that we saw earlier, as we can see the bridge that runs in front of the airport in the distance. And now we get onto this image of a new bike. Now we have already seen this course before, only last time the bike was jumping through the letter on the left on the other side of that black and yellow railing. Now other than the character's clothing, there's not really a whole lot that we're able to get from this image besides the obvious new bike. Alright, so last but certainly not least, we finally get this aerial view of the initial teaser course, and this just shows us how massive this course is. We can see it spanning between buildings on the ground, as well as swooping around the highway as well. Not to mention the amount of insane tubes that run around the top of the tallest building in Los Santos. Alright, so I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. What do you think of the trailer or the Cunning Stunts DLC in general? Did you notice anything in the trailer that I missed in this video? Or do you have any ideas as to what else could be coming in this DLC besides what we've seen already? As always, be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Okay, so that's all I've got for you guys today. If you did go on to enjoy the video or you found it interesting at all, then do be sure to drop the video a like rating. And if you are new around here and you like my GTA 5 content, then why not hit that subscribe button? It only takes 2 seconds and it means that you won't miss any of my future uploads. Now with that said, I want to thank you guys for watching, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video.